Welcome to episode 49 of the Realtor for Hoopers interview series. I'm Adam Kemp, aka the Realtor for Hoopers. Today's guest is a man that's been a friend and supporter of mine for a long time, but has been a high school and college ref for 29 years now. That's serious. Good for you. Warren Smith.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for.
Every time I flick the wrist, you can bet that it's a switch. Realtor for Hoopers, welcome to the main event. I'ma give the people what they ask for. Whole squad moving like a task force. We move with military precision, accomplishing any mission. In 2020 division, just don't see no competition, don't see no opposition. We on top of the game, we not one and the same. I'm Stephen Curry, the range, I Allen I with the cross. I'm Kobe Bryant, the fade. I'm one that's calling the plays. Now what else more can I say?
So the first question we start everyone off with, and you can go as deep as you want, is tell us your basketball story.
Man, basketball has always been a part of my life. I have a brother, two brothers actually, but my oldest brother who's 10 years older. I was just that kid that as soon as I could pick up a ball and chase him around and follow him around and be at basketball practice and imitate him with wristbands and pads and the headband and his number 21 eventually through high school, and fortunate enough to get a scholarship to play basketball in college for 3 years between Drury College and St. Mary's University. And then since then it's been men's leagues and pro-ams. And I don't know if you remember exhibition teams. Colleges would play exhibition teams that traveled and played in the region. So did a little bit of that. Got into coaching back in '92 at Gateway High School, coached the girls sophomore team. Had a bunch of softball players and track athletes and soccer players that, you know, we threw together and had some fun and success and played basketball. And then I got I call it a promotion to freshman B team boys at Hinckley High School. Go T-Birds. And I was there with them for 5 years. Still involved in the sport. Like you said, I picked up refereeing back in '97, and here I am starting and almost done with my 29th season.
So, and I know you grew up in Kansas, right?
I did.
So
Atchinson, Kansas.
Atchinson, Kansas. So how did you get to Colorado? So to college?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to Drury College my first year in Springfield, Missouri. A buddy of mine called and said, "Hey, you know, I'm down here at St. Mary's. Coach would love you."
Okay.
Well, I'm a Spurs fan from childhood.
Got it.
Go to college in San Antonio. Yeah, that was a no-brainer. So I ended up at St. Mary's. I played there for 2 seasons. Fortunate enough to be on a team that won a NAIA national championship in 1989.
Good for you.
When I was done playing ball, I worked for another semester and went to school for another semester. And I didn't really care for San Antonio. Many of you may be able to relate with finishing college and going off and wanting to go back home. Well, when I made the call to tell my mom I wanted to come back home, she said, no. She said, when you come up 35 highway and you get to I-70, take a left. And I'll tell your sister, the oldest of our 5, I'll tell her you're on your way, which had been the path for myself and my other brother as well. So here I am, spring of 1990. I landed in Colorado on a Wednesday afternoon and been here ever since.
That's awesome. Well, sweet. Well, you kind of alluded to it before, and we alluded to in the intro that you've been a high school and college ref for a long time. And so I would love to hear the story about how you got into reffing, because it's not, everyone doesn't do it. Everyone isn't like, my basketball career, my coaching career is over. I'm going to be a referee. It doesn't happen as much as you think. So tell me that story.
Exactly. And so in '97, I was the freshman B team coach. We got a new coach at Hinckley for the girls team. And he, LD Wood, invited me to be the JV coach for the girls. Another promotion.
Let's go.
JV coach. And there's I forget the movie. I'm not the buff, but there's a movie that says, "How do you get fired on your day off?" Well, I got fired before I really got hired.
Wow.
Even started that that process
Yes.
of getting hired. And I laugh about it now, but it was a blessing in disguise. And I ran into a buddy of mine. His name is Mike Castle, longtime Division I women's official.
Okay.
He said, "Hey, man, you need to come on out here and try football with me."
Okay.
Well, now I'm not a football guy.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do it. Hey, you can make $100 in 4 hours.
Maybe
Run up and down the floor throwing a flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I
maybe
am
I can do this.
Maybe I'm in.
You know, back then it was a no-brainer. So I worked one season of football until the playoffs, and I had to wear bread sacks in my shoes for the snow and rain and wet
Oh,
and
yeah.
cold.
No.
I retired from football on the spot, dropped my stuff, and I was
Yep.
done. And then he said, "Okay, it's time for basketball."
Okay.
Now, mind you, I'm still playing a ton. I can still go.
Yeah.
And I said, "No, Mike, you know how I am with officials.
Yeah.
You don't want."
No.
No, that's not a fit. Again, the money. 3-4 hours, $100
That'll
or
work.
whatever at the time. I said, "Okay, great. I can do that." Do you remember Jam League with Coach
Yeah.
Sharpley?
Yeah.
Ran the Jam League,
Yes.
and it was huge.
Yes.
2 Saturdays in a row, got up. I was at Cherry Creek in the old gym, running up and down, watching basketball with a whistle in my mouth. Mike beside me, barking in my ear for 4 hours over 2 days. And I came back the following weekend, and I came back the following weekend. It was easy.
Yeah.
It was easy. Money was good, but reffing, it came to me easy.
That's awesome.
And here I am.
That's great. That's really cool. So the next question is, I know, life after being an athlete is something that we've talked about and that I know that you care about in general, but you also partner with organizations like After the Game Ministries and whatever. But why is that topic, life after being an athlete, so important to you?
I wish when I was done playing basketball, I didn't finish. Finishing means you started and you had the end in mind and then you finished. I was let go.
Okay.
And back then there wasn't the portal it is now.
Yeah.
So I was just done playing.
Yeah.
And I wish I'd have had a partner or someone like Chip Simmons, who is the founder of After the Game Ministries, to come alongside me and provide some guidance for what can come next.
Yep.
Not only in a spiritual sense, in my faith, but just in a personal realm. I'm 20 years old. I'm 21 years old. I don't know what's next.
Yeah.
And all I know is to go work.
Yep.
Maybe I'd have ended up transferring and being able to play another year.
Yep.
Maybe I would have been guided toward finishing my degree at the time.
Yeah.
Instead of, I'm done, I don't have money for this, I can't do this, I'm just going to work and move on.
Yep.
And if we think about it, let's think about football. Cut down day in the NFL.
Yeah.
Or a kid is done playing high school football.
Yeah.
Not everybody can
Go play college.
go to one of the big high schools here and be guaranteed a scholarship.
Exactly.
There's the end.
Yep.
Or there's a college athlete. How many kids are in the portal?
3,000.
4,000,
Yeah.
a ton. And not all of them are going to find a place.
Yep.
And they're done.
Yep.
And there's where an After the Game Ministries
Yeah.
comes into play, where they can come along any athlete and help them spiritually with personal guidance. They can help find them counseling resources.
Yeah.
They might not know how to fill out a job application.
For sure.
So there's just so many athletes and that are in need, and that's how I ended up being a supporter of After the Game.
That's amazing. I think for anyone that's ever been, especially a high level athlete, being an athlete is like all encompassing. Even when you're in school, like you do your school so you can continue being an athlete. There's very few people that are athletes and like, oh, I still really care about school. They're just checking boxes so they can go to practice and play in the game.
And still be
right.
able to play.
So like that becomes a habit, even if you have a good college career or an overseas pro career, or if you're lucky enough to play in the NFL, the NBA, and you don't have these thoughts while you're doing this, like, hey, I'm going to be in my early to mid 30s most of the time, even if you're lucky, and your career is over.
And your career's over.
So what are you doing? What's your plan? How are you going to make money? What skills do you have to fall back on? All of that, like, granted, your brand is going to help you if you're a high-level pro. You're going to make some money doing all that, but that's not most people's story.
That's the minority and not the
Exactly.
majority.
So you got to figure out ways. Okay, so granted, yes, this is awesome. I'm playing overseas in Spain, and this is great, and I'm on this 6-month deal, and I'm getting paid a lot, and whatever. But what happens if next year you don't have a deal? How are you going to like pay for stuff?
Right.
You know, like
Right.
things like that. Like having all these planning, just these like I call them seeds in people's brains of like, what are you going to do? This, or how are you taking care of your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, and all of that. So they play organizations like After the Game Ministries and what you do in general and all that I love, because some of us aren't lucky to have those people around us to put those little thoughts in our ears and all that. And as an athlete, it just sucks to all of a sudden it feels like you just ran off a cliff and now you're like falling and where do I land?
Exactly.
Yeah, you know.
That's sort of, in 97 when I was done coaching, and I loved coaching. When that ended, had I not had Mike Castle come along,
Yeah.
okay, maybe I'd have still been playing and, playing in the men's leagues,
Yeah,
paying
yeah.
to play.
Yep.
Well, here, 29 years later, I get paid to be on the floor.
Yep.
I am working in a game that I love.
Yep.
It's not work.
Nope.
And not a lot of athletes have that next step, as you
Sure.
said, to keep them going.
Yes. Yep.
I didn't think I'd ever be doing anything for 29 years except living, breathing, eating. You know? And here I am 29 years later, and it's amazes me each time I get to step out there.
That's awesome. All right. So now I have, I'm gonna set you up with a question that hopefully you've been able to answer before. For not, but I think every basketball player should tune in right now. If you got to say one thing or one like word of advice to any basketball player and their interactions with refs, what would that suggestion be?
Okay, I'll preface that with a question to you.
Okay.
Okay, you've been playing basketball for many years.
Yes.
Many referee interactions,
Yes.
positive and or negative.
Yes.
Here's the question. How many times when I'll use the expression, itched and complained about a call, has the referee said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and change that call?
Zero.
29 years later,
Yeah.
as a ref, I've never changed a call.
Yeah.
And I'll admit, prior to refereeing, when I was playing, I was not a nice person to referee.
Yeah.
I just wasn't. And never had a call turned over or have them change their mind.
Yeah.
And what I would like to say is, as a player, there's a way to approach us and there's a way to not approach us.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to go in with the understanding that no matter how the theatrics are, no matter how loud you get, no matter what expletive you choose to use, the call's not going to change.
Nope.
If you have that at the forefront of your mind in that interaction, I think the tone would change a little bit.
For sure.
Because even recently with men's leagues and pro-ams and money tournaments, something in these athletes, these players, they think that call, they really think that they're going to influence change in the whistle that we've blown.
Yep.
And it's not going to change.
Yep.
Now, I might admit, man, I might have missed that.
Yep.
But we've got to move on.
Yep.
And I've done that with coaches at the high school level, at the college level, the Division I
Yep.
level. I can admit that I'm wrong, but then I have to move on.
For sure.
These players sometimes forget that fact. It's
Yes.
not going to change.
No. No, I think that's great. So two things. One, I love refs like yourself that even if you if you miss the call, just to say, yeah, I might have missed that one. Because then it's like, then it immediately gets into this like human interaction where you're a human, I'm a human, we both screw up, whatever. It's the interactions with refs that I think piss me the most off, where it's I'm coming to you and I'm getting better and better at it every day. I'm not 100% at it, where I'm coming to you and I'm going, hey, so sir, I'm just asking what you saw. Because what my goal is to one, adapt to how you're going to call the game so I can adapt how I play. Mm-hmm. And two, if there's any little nuance of where I can say where I came from, maybe that influences a call later. That's my goal.
Well,
my goal is not to necessarily change that call that just happened in the past. My goal is to like, hey, what did you call? So I can learn and, okay, well, I think he did this and whatever, and then I'm moving on. It's the refs that like stiff arm you and like don't even want to explain anything or get away from me or whatever. Then I'm like, look, I didn't yell at you.
I didn't yell.
I didn't cuss at you. I'm just coming to you and asking you whatever. Like,
and trust me, at the level you're playing at now,
Yeah.
still playing at a high level. You're playing high level men's leagues and pro-ams and sometimes rec. But regardless of the level, if you ask me with respect,
yes,
I'm going to answer you the same.
yes,
And you are going to allow me the opportunity to think about what you said
yep,
and or the call you may be talking about, so that the next time I'm in better position to see it.
yes,
I'm looking for the push off or the hold or, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But when you come at me
Oh.
at a 10,
Yes.
I'm going to give you what you give me.
Yes.
They always say you're going to get the energy you give.
Yep.
And especially in a men's league situation, we got to get moving. The clock is running.
Yes.
But you're going to get the energy you give me.
Yeah.
But again, at any level, it could be, I had the referee experience of my life, if I may, real quick.
Yeah, go for
in
it.
working with my 16-year-old son, his first time refereeing, some 4th and 5th grade basketball.
Okay.
He's blowing his whistle sometimes, and he's not. I blow a foul on a kid that the kid basically tripped into the offensive player, and he put his hands on him, and it knocked him off balance. The kid was crying before the whistle finished blowing because he didn't foul him, and that's not what he did. He went to the bench. He's still crying. He's inconsolable.
Yeah.
He gets back on the floor. I make it a point to go tell little Jimmy,
Yeah.
hey, here's exactly what I saw,
Yep.
which is why I called the foul.
Yep.
He still didn't want to acknowledge the foul, which was fine. And I said, you know what, Jimmy? I'll watch even more closely next time to make sure I get it right.
Yep.
He was good.
That's cool.
And I take that same philosophy with grown men.
Absolutely.
In that, hey, man, I'll do a little better.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I'm in position next time, or I'll look at the defense, or I'll watch his feet, or whatever it is. Because again, it's the energy you give me is what I can give back.
That's a great word of advice. The energy you give a ref, they're going to give you back. And so as long as you treat one with respect and understanding that they're not perfect. And my dad, this is a tangent we're getting on, but I love it. My dad one time said that if you want to know how hard it is to ref, I think every basketball player should have to ref a game and then go back to playing.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to see everything and how fast it is and how fast those little nuances and all. Some of the calls are easy, some of them are really hard. And especially as you get higher and higher level, as everything gets faster and faster and faster and stronger and stronger and stronger,
yes,
like it's harder and harder to referee that game.
It is.
And so you got to keep the perspective of very rarely I think refs have it out for a certain team or a certain player or whatever.
No.
So as long as you just approach with positive energy and respectful and calm energy, I think you're going to get the same.
You do. And the flip side of that, and I'll say with some officials, not all, but in the heat of the moment, whether again it's rec league or junior high, high school, college, Division I professional, when a player comes at you in the wrong way and you have this brief interaction, well, again, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Later on down the line, you're going to want to call.
Yep.
And if you've been that negative guy, well, who's going to get the benefit of the doubt?
Not
You're
you.
certainly not.
Human
And
nature.
it's not a grudge. It's just reality.
Yep.
Especially, again, a men's league and things like that, where the stakes are none.
Yep.
Everybody wants to go to work on Monday.
Yep.
So, hey, you want to be a difficult, or be an ass, if I may.
Yeah.
Then, I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
Yep. Sorry,
my bad.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate that, Warren. So the next question is, and it's a two-part debate question. So if I am curious, I have another thought, I'll say it. But the first part is, what is the hardest play to officiate in basketball?
For me, there are two: travel.
Okay.
That could be at the point of pickup. We've got to get to their feet to know what the pivot is, to know if the pivot was then picked up and put back down. That's one. And then, we have a lot of continuous motion. And
Yeah.
did they travel or did they, pick it up in time? Is it a shot or not? Are we waving it off?
Yep.
Then the other is block charge.
Yep.
It's a bitch.
Yes.
Because as that lead official has the secondary defender, and then as the C, we call him the one that is opposite free throw extended.
Yeah.
We call the C. The first thing, once he gets past that offensive player, I've got to find the secondary defender. I've got to find his feet.
Yep.
Is he there in time?
Yep.
And then is he inside or outside the arc?
Yep.
Is he moving
Yep.
laterally? Did he move into
Are
the
his,
offensive?
are his feet set before the offensive player,
Player goes
John?
into his contingent.
Yeah.
So those are the toughest. And the way to make them easier, but they're still as hard as heck, is we got to make sure we're in the right position to see that defender and to see the feet and to see if there's any lateral movement into the path of the offensive player. Does the offensive player try to slip? And does he try to put his shoulder over there to pull you, so to speak? So those are the those are the bears.
I knew block and charge was going to be one. I was going to say, like, I was going to ask you almost too, is like travel has to has to becoming more and more of a harder call, because travel is almost a generational thing now too, a little bit, where the function of a travel should be the same, like the definition of it, but because of gather steps and little things like that, like there are different definitions that players have, whether something's a travel or not.
And that's very true. And here's, you bring up a good point.
Yeah.
High school and college are very similar in the way they define traveling and the way we call it travel.
Yeah.
The pro game, and I'll tell anybody that listens, there's a difference between refereeing high-level college basketball and professional basketball. The athleticism is very similar, right? Because those guys are going to that next level, some of those guys. But I say college basketball is basketball. NBA is entertainment.
That's good.
We don't have a gather step. There's not a gather step in the college game. Nowhere in our definitions, our rule books, it's not there. But in the NBA, there is. So if you're someone who, I'm a junkie, you're a junkie, we watch all the basketball we can find, you notice that difference, and then you still playing, you go, or guys go to the court expecting that they can get that gather step, and then three more, or whatever the case may be. But you've got guys refereeing those games that referee high school ball. Some of us are fortunate and ref college ball. So we have a little bit more of a leash for you guys. But that's where the conflict comes in, because of that gather step, or the lack of it in our game.
For sure. Okay, now second part of the debate question is, what is the hardest type of player to officiate?
Oh my!
And you could go lots of different ways with this.
Oh my! Yeah. Some of you will know it's you. There is that player that looks for contact at every opportunity. You've got post players that are going to seek out that defender. And they're going to use that shoulder. They're going to use that rump. They're going to use that elbow to create the contact. What happens? Well, we have to make a decision whether that contact is illegal or incidental. Okay? Is the defender legal or not? And was the contact that we are officiating created by the offense, or was it created by an illegal defender? Because I can turn and give you a shoulder to your chest right now. But if you're not a legal defender, foul's probably going to be on you. Was this elbow incidental in a normal basketball play, or did I crack you? Those guys that seek out the contact to make us make a decision, or you have those guards.
For sure.
They're going to get into your chest. They're going to drive. They're going to go up, and they're going to flail, and they're going to beg, and they're going to bump into the defense. They're going to seek out that post player to make, is he vertical? We have to determine, is that defender, that secondary defender, that big man, did he jump straight up? And is
verticality roll and all that.
Did he jump? Did he come down? Another hard one is, if I'm driving and you jump and I get into your chest, what's the natural reaction if somebody hits you in your chest?
Arms down.
your arms are going to come down.
Yep.
I have to be in a position
Yep.
to see, did that offense, we call it offense initiated contact,
Yeah.
create the foul?
Yeah.
Or was he in a bad
Yeah.
position to start?
Yep.
But that guy that has to create contact, there's a couple of guards in the RMAC right now.
Yeah.
We pregame it.
Yeah.
Number 10, he's going to try to fool us and get us to call those fouls all night.
Yep.
We got to make sure we're real good
Yep.
on his drives to the basket.
Yep.
Those are the.
I don't have a counter argument. I'm just adding to what you're saying, because the players that are crafty, like, to give an NBA example, the James Hardens, the SGAs, that is a skill that they are teaching now. It is not something that they like just happen to start doing every day. It is something that they are actually being trained to do. There's a sense of body awareness and things that you are born with that helps that. But then once you have that and you learn that skill, then it is so hard to ref, because there are times where it wasn't a foul. It may have really looked like one, but it wasn't. That's why everyone can go online right now and see all the clips of SGA foul baiting and all that.
That's not. That's a flop. That's not. That's offense initiated. That's not. It's
so and the thing about it too is that it's always with those players. It's all great to see what we have. They see the replay or the slow motion or the whatever, but in real time speed, those calls are just
we don't have the luxury of slow motion.
Yes.
When that kid is driving, and did the offense grab?
Yeah.
When I go around you, did I grab and move your arm?
Yep.
Or did I grab your arm and then you pushed off?
Yep.
Or sometimes all we see is the push off.
Yep.
They're so slick and like you said,
the guys that they'll hook, like the offensive guy, they'll hook your arm and then you're just trying to get you through, and then
there's the foul. It's and everything that you see, Harden and SGA, Paul George and Kyrie and those guys, Luka, that they do it all. They're trickling it down. Because in some cases now they're using the same trainers.
Oh, sure.
These pro college players
Yep.
have the same trainers as these guys, or they have the same video they can watch.
Yeah.
Those trainers are watching their videos. So now high school kids are grabbing and holding. They are stopping and getting the defender on their hip and getting them to. I mean, all those skills are being taught at these lower levels now.
Yep.
But you have sometimes some officials that aren't seeing enough plays and seeing it enough to be where they need to be to see it.
Yeah.
It makes it hard. So again, all you do is see the result versus, okay, why is he shaking him off? Well, he's got somebody grabbing his arm. He's got to get him off somehow. So it's like, ref, call the first foul. Is what you hear a lot in the stands. So, or from coaches or whoever's going to.
That's awesome.
Itch and complain.
Well, I'm sure we could geek out on this for a long time. So we got two more questions for you, though. Okay. Whether you've said it in this interview or not, what is one thing you want people to take away from your story?
Oh, boy. You play a game for so long, or you try to.
Yep.
And at some point, it's going to end.
Yep.
And again, back to what we talked about with after the game, what's your plan?
Yeah.
I wish I'd had more of a plan at 21. If I'd had more of a plan and not been so focused on still playing and, thinking my identity being a basketball player.
Yeah.
And I'd have probably started refereeing in my mid-20s.
Wow.
And still be doing it at a very high level.
Yeah.
Just having a plan, being open to hearing someone that's trying to give you some life advice to prepare you for that future. Mm-hmm. If you, like you said, it can end in high school, it could end in junior high.
Yeah.
But a lot of kids are done in high school. More are done after college.
Yep.
Pro cut down day in the NFL, where the guys are coming out with the black plastic bag and they got to give that clipboard back, that notebook back. There's all these people that are so underprepared for that next phase that be willing to seek help, but also just be mindful that it's going to end one day.
Yep.
The money's going to run out.
Yep.
Your identity is not going to be in basketball anymore.
Yep.
What's next?
Hopefully you live till 90. You have a plan till 90, not have a plan till 35.
Till 35. You know, if this is my shameless plug.
Okay.
A lot of you basketball players know the game. And a lot of you that I've refereed and that I've talked to know the game as good as me. You can use that knowledge in the stripes.
Mm-hmm.
We need you. And part of the reason I say that is some of you itch and complain about that. And I see you in the stands at games. I see you coaching on the sidelines. I see all of you everywhere. And you're itching and complaining about these officials because they don't know the game. They never played. Well, you know the game and you have played and there is a need.
Yeah.
Why not give it a shot? You might be like me in 1997 and didn't know I loved it.
Yeah.
And here I am almost 30 years later.
That's amazing. Well, sweet. So last question is, what is your favorite thing about basketball?
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes the hardest question to answer.
Oh, I thought about this one too, and I had 7 different answers, and I still do. I'd say it's the relationships. And I know that's cliche, but I'm going to give you a quick rundown of why.
Okay.
I have a group chat with 2 years worth of teammates from my junior and senior year in high school. Keep in touch with my St. Mary's teammates. And even though I wasn't one of the guys, I was on that squad and we are still thicker than thieves.
Yep.
You know, we went into our Hall of Fame together and we were on a Facebook page together and we share struggles and we share life stories with each other. Quick random aside in that answer. And being about the relationships, I'm in church at the men's breakfast on Saturday. Okay. I see a man wearing my Jayhawk sweats. Okay. So I have to speak. Yep. When you see somebody that you think you might know and have a connection,
you just want to go up there and say rock chop.
Long story short, he didn't play at KU.
Okay.
He played at Washburn University.
Okay.
Now, mind you, this man is 10 years older than me.
Okay.
I 86, he's 76, but he went to the military out of high school.
Okay.
Never played college basketball. When he got done, he spent a year at a school in Kansas City that ended up shutting down. He ends up at Washburn University.
Okay.
1986 through for 2 or 3 years, I forget. Well, I'm at Drury College my first year. We played Washburn. And I went and looked it up. November 24th, 1976, we played against each other.
That is crazy.
And he played on a team with twins Keith and Kevin Downing, who are from my hometown. Well, Jordan's dad and uncle played on this team with this guy, Rich Hamilton, at Washburn. Back in 1986, they were seniors. I was a freshman at Drury.
And here you are.
This random conversation. He just moved here recently.
That's crazy.
And we played against each other.
That's so cool.
In basketball. And it's like anywhere I go now in Denver after 30 plus years here, it's like a big family reunion. Those relationships that you have, they don't have to serve any other purpose than just the love of basketball and the common love for the game and the sharing of that experience. From coaches at George to the head coach at George I played with and played against, Reggie. I was at Mountain Vista, Eagle Crest the other night, and the JV coach at Mountain Vista played in the RMAC that I refereed for 4 years.
That's awesome.
It's the relationships, man.
Yeah,
hands down.
I always say this. It's a very simple way to put it, but once I know you have thrown up because of suicides, we're just going to be closer as humans. And so, like, whether you actually know the person or not, like something about like being a basketball player and just having that common bond, and I'm sure it's that with football and things like that too. But like, that's a big reason why I started the whole Realtor for Hoopers thing. It's just because whether I know you or not as a basketball player, I know who you are. I know you.
Well, and then remember, didn't I ref you in college?
Yep.
So you fast forward and the circle closes. I remember you on the court. And then when we started talking and I was reminded of having refed you on the court, oh, the picture became even clearer
Yep.
after all these years.
It's a beautiful game and creates a lot of beautiful relationships.
It does.
Warren, appreciate the time, man.
Oh man, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Every time I flick the wrist, you can bet that it's a swish. Realtor for hoopers, welcome to the main event.